everyone, it's Agatha, and today I thought I would do another installment in my ASMR conversation series. So today we're going to be talking about body image. This might be a bit of a touchy subject. I don't know, my last one wasn't a touchy subject, but it turned out to be touchy. I didn't think it was touchy. I put it up and I was like, I don't know, I was just joking around mostly. Sorry, I can't get comfortable. I was just joking around mostly, but surprisingly, some people in the comments really seemed to take it quite to heart and be rather upset by it, which was a little strange for me. But anyway, I guess the reason that body image can be a touchy subject is that a lot of people think it's shallow or immoral to care a lot about physical bodies and appearance. I guess it can be if you're like judging someone and for some shallow thing about their appearance, I guess, and then mistreating them because of that. That I would say is shallow and immoral, but in general, I think people are, I don't think it's shallow to worry about appearance or your body, because every single experience someone has is filtered through the body. So, there's things like touch, sight, and all your senses. That's all physical, that's all coming from your body. And then your body is sort of, you can't just leave your body to say like if someday you're sick and you can't go to a party, you can't just say, well, this is shallow to think about my body, I can transcend that and go to the party anyway. Of course physical illness is different than just the appearance of your body, but I think that's really connected. Your physical experience in your body to how you feel about your body. I think they really affect each other both ways. I think if you have problems with your body, I think that makes you more likely to worry about how you appear physically. And then I think if you worry about how you appear physically, you start to become hyper aware of your body, and just every little feeling and sensation. Like if you start to think about your arm, suddenly you can feel oh wow, I can feel where my arm's bending, and then the skin on either part touches, or I don't know if you feel some kind of worry, about if you feel worry about something, then it starts to really, that part just sort of becomes bigger and more obvious and like it's in focus and everything else is out of focus. And I mean, I guess that goes like with body dysmorphia if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you can't see your whole self. You can't see your whole self as one. You just see like pieces. This piece, that piece, like one eye or something becomes sort of inflamed or disproportionate to everything else, and you can't put the body back together anymore. It's just sort of this disjointed thing. And then it's hard to understand it and feel comfortable with it. Not even necessarily like it looks bad or you don't like it, just that it doesn't feel right. And there's so many different reasons, I don't know, for the body to not feel like yourself, or for the body to not suit the purposes that you're trying to accomplish, your goals, or where you are, the situation you're in, the people you're around. I mean, that can go for so many things. Like, people worry about how their body looks and what people would think their gender is about based on their body. Or people make a lot of assumptions about someone if they're fat or if they have some kind of scarring on them, or their ethnicity, or just any little feature on someone. Maybe people don't notice and maybe they will, and you can't really know if they'll notice or not. So that's, I guess, a concern. And even if you're okay with something yourself, there's also the aspect of what someone thinks of it. And I don't know, that's troubling. And then there's also, I mean, even if no one else minds about how you look, maybe you feel like they have the wrong impression of you based on how you look. Which is also worrying because you can't easily change yourself, and yet also the body is always changing. You can't, based on what you've eaten, or if you're sick, or your hormones, or the weather, or your age, or if you're pregnant, or just anything can change you so much, and you can't control that. So it's not like the body is some static thing. You can just say, well, I accept my body the way it is. Because even if you accept your body the way it is, eventually it's going to shift into something else. So I guess then that's the issue of having your body separate from yourself. Which, I mean, I guess it isn't, but it's very easy to feel like it is. Because I guess that's another thing related to if you feel like you have a problem with your body, it's hard to be aware of it. In the same way you feel hyper aware of each part, you don't feel aware of the whole thing and how it's moving. That might also just be like an autistic thing, but I think that can also affect it. So you feel like one part of your body so strongly and then the rest not at all. And then, so that's what it makes it feel like, instead of being your body, be a body. Okay, this is a song. I'm thinking of the song, but if you don't feel like your entire body is connected, then it's easy for you to feel like your mind is separated. So you're always trying to play catch up with your body instead of being connected and living with it. So, I guess in a way it's kind of like if you suddenly notice that you're blinking with your body, you suddenly notice you have this body in each part of it, and you can't concentrate anymore on your experience. Which is, I don't think it's shallow, because if you can't experience things the same way because you're worried about your body, then that makes you worry more. So when you notice you're blinking, then suddenly it becomes troubling every little detail of how that mechanism is. And I don't know, I find it very hard to forget that I'm blinking. Being aware of my body, which is a bummer because it makes it hard to live, because everything feels very performative sometimes, because you're constantly seeing yourself from the outside and what you're doing, not literally seeing yourself from the outside, although some people do have out-of-body experiences like that, but just sort of feeling outside of it and feeling each part disjointed. I don't know, and when I was younger, people are gonna be mad again that I said a lot. But see, that's another thing, you can't forget about yourself and what you're doing. And I used to be able to forget about myself so much. And so, believe it or not, I think I probably acted even weirder because I was not aware of it, of myself. I was very aware sometimes, if someone said, "Oh, I like your shirt," I'd be aware that they could see me and that they had their own experience, through their body. They kind of had their experience of mine, through their eyes. But I could often forget about that and just be living my life. And I didn't think about whether I liked my body or not all the time, or whether my body was appropriate for this situation, because I was so in my own thing, and so just living it in my body, just living through my body. And I don't know, it's hard to get yourself back to that place once you become aware of yourself. I don't know, I guess that's why people do drugs. That's not funny. Or anything really, any vice. Everybody has different reasons for doing anything. So I guess I miss that. I don't know, and I think once you become very aware of your own body, you also become aware of other people. I didn't used to be aware of what anyone I met looked like, but now everyone I meet, I'm very aware of what they look like. Even though I have a horrible visual memory for faces, I won't recognize anyone the second time. But probably part of that is because I see everything so disjointed. I see someone's eyes, nose, and face, and mouth, and I'm like, whoa. And it's the same with my own. It's hard for me to see everything as one shape. Definitely worse with myself, but also with others. Other people look a little off to me sometimes. And sometimes that makes them more interesting because it's not troubling in the same way, usually. Well, sometimes it is, sometimes not. Like Catherine asked, sometimes it's interesting to sort of see every piece of someone separately and just sort of think about that. But I think more often, honestly, it's just you see someone and then you're reminded of yourself and you're just, oh, where am I kind of deal. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to say about this topic. I was thinking earlier today that it's a bit like bugs. If you see one bug, then suddenly you can't stop thinking about bugs and you feel bugs all over your body. And whenever you see something move, you see a bug, like the movement just in your brain interprets it as a bug and you can't stop seeing the bug. Well, that's kind of gloomy. Well, if I had more to say on this topic, I can't remember it anymore. So I guess that will have to be it. Thank you for watching this ASMR Conversations video, installment 2. Yeah, you can like this video or subscribe to me, or both. You can also comment on this video. Probably a lot of people comment without watching, so you haven't gotten this far, but to those who watched the whole thing, and a lot of you, being fair, a lot of you do watch the whole thing. That sounded so bitter. I mean, most people watch about 5 minutes of my videos, according to analytics. But it doesn't matter. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.